Okay, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Before we start the pre conference, may we request Engineer Anand Quataras to please lead the all in prayer.
Ituon po natin ang ating mga sarili sa ating Panginoon. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, ng Espiritu Santo. Panginoon, maraming salamat po muli. Sa muli po, tinipon ninyo kami upang gampanan ang pre conference na ito, Panginoon. Maraming salamat po, Panginoon, at nakarating ang lahat upang maisakatuparan ang gawa nito. Isasalamatan ka rin namin, Panginoon, sa patuloy ng pagbibigay ng balusog ng pangkatawan, malinis na puso at malinis na kaisipan sa bawat isa. Panginoon, pinagkakatiwala po namin sa iyo ang gawain ito. Piling po namin, nabasbasan niyo po kami ang bawat isa sa amin upang maging matagumpay ang gawain ito. Piling po namin, Panginoon, na patuloy sa pagkalooban ng biyaya ang bawat isa sa amin upang maipagpili namin ang aming mga pamilya. Panginoon, ang lahat po ng ito ay hiling namin sa pamamagitan ni Jesucristo ang aming Panginoon. Amen.
May we request Mr. Armando Tupas to please read the roles of attendance in the agenda of the meeting.
Good morning, Sir Chairman.
Good morning.
Good morning po sa ating mga prospective leaders and viewers sa ating live Facebook sa ating DPW staff. Here are the attendance of our back members. The Engineer Eugenio Arcaton, Chairman.
Present.
Engineer Julius Incacatsa, Member.
Present, sir.
Engineer Ronald Chisupana, Vice Chairman. Then the TWG, Jubilin Terview.
Present.
The back Secretariat, headed by Engineer Arnold C. Portales.
Present, Chair.
Member Abelardo Tupas and Cherry Larara. Contractors or bidders, prospective bidders in this scheduled pre-bid conference. The 12:30 construction and supply represented by Ronaldo Tapumbakal. IB Mission Construction and Trading represented by Chris D. Guzman. Andito po ba? Sige po sir. Hard Rock Platinum Development Corporation represented by Achille de la Peña. Andito po. The back constitute forum, Sir Chairman.
Okay, noted.
The agenda for pre-bid conference is scheduled at 10 a.m. October 10, 2023 for the following infrastructure projects: 24 AF 001 to 24 AF 0011. Here are the brief description, explanation of the fact of the following subject. Letter A, basic contract data, including contract description, approved budget for the contract, and duration. Letter B, requirements of bidding documents, including instructions to bidders, general condition of contract, special condition of contract, specification, drawing and bid of quantities and forms. Letter C, documents to be submitted by the bidders. 1. Technical component envelope. This is the Class A documents. A. Legal documents. B. Technical documents. C. Financial documents. and B, letter B is Class B documents. The number 2 is financial components envelope. Letter A is financial bid form, B bid prices in BOQ or bill of quantities. Letter C is legal estimate, and letter D cash flow by quarter. Then criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award. Number 2 is questions or comments from bidders and replies of back or bid and awards committee and other representatives of procuring entity. Number 3 is summary of proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued. Then the last but not the least, number 4 is other matters. That's all, Sir Chairman.
Thank you, Sir Tupas. May we request Madam Sherry Dalawa to please discuss the basic contract data.
For invitation to bid, 24EF, contract ID 24EF 001, contract name, construction of Batang River flood control structure, contract location, Nara, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 200 in thick reinforced concrete pavement, 4 meter high with gabions and segmental wall every 20 meters. Approved budget for the contract or ABC 53,000 $53,075,000. Source of fund FY 2024 net. Contract duration 185 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents 50,000. Pickup license for size range medium A. For contract ID 24EF 002, contract name, construction of Tanakan River flood control structure. Contract location, Nara, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 200 mm thick reinforced concrete revetment with steel sheet tiles and segmental wall every 20 meters. Approved budget for the contract or ABC 53,075,000. Source of fund FY 2024 net. Contract duration 185 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents 50,000. Pickup license for size range medium A. For contract ID 24EF 003, contract name, construction of the Capital River flood control structure. Contract location, Pangubilian, Box Point, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 200 feet reinforced concrete revetment with 4 meters steel sheet tiles in segmental wall every 20 meters. Approved budget for the contract 53,075,000. Source of fund FY 2024 net. Contract duration 185 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents 50,000. Pickup license for size range medium A. Contract ID 24EF 004. Contract name, paving of unpaved roads, secondary roads, Kulandanong, Panalingaan, Cross Country Road, S0065, PW, Chinese 4704 to Chinese 4800. Contract location, Batarasa, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 6.70 meters width, 280 mm thick Portland cement concrete pavement and other miscellaneous structures. Approved budget for the contract 2,446,080 pesos. Source of funds FY 2024 net. Contract duration, 36 calendar days. Cost of reading documents, 5,000. Pickup license for size range, small B. Contract ID 24EF005. Contract name, construction, improvement of access road leading to Obista of Bato Cultural Community. Contract location, Barangay Lansang, Rizal, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 6.10 meters with 230 mm thick Portland cement concrete pavement, including drainage and other miscellaneous structures. Approved budget for the contract or AEC, 14,700,000. Source of fund, FY 2024 net. Contract duration, 85 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 25,000. Pickup license for size rooms, small B. For contract ID 24EF006, contract name, construction, improvement of access roads leading to Malayong Multipurpose Cooperative Road in support of oil palm industry of Bunang Christian Muslim Meeting. Contract location, Socorro Española, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 6.7 meters with 280 mm thick Portland cement concrete pavement including drainage and miscellaneous structure. Approved budget for the contract, 49 million. Source of fund, FY 2024 net. Contract duration, 160 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 25,000. Pickup license for size range, medium A. For contract ID 24EF007, contract name, construction of new bridges, Caliacan Bridge along Alamay Biro, Puerto Princesa Road. Contract location, Quezon, Palawan. Brief description, completion of PSCG Bridge with additional slope protection and solar LED street lights. Approved budget for the contract, 9,800,000. Source of fund, FY 2024 net. Contract duration, 216 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 10,000. Pickup license for size range, small B. For contract ID 24EF008, contract name, construction of multipurpose building at Barangay Antipoloan. Contract location, Nara, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 10 meters by 20 meters two-story building with 3 meters by 5 meters in entrance porch, multipurpose hall, 2 offices, records office, staff room, toilets, 2 quarters, 3 chambers septic board, furnitures, CCTV system, concrete parking space at the front, and 2 solar post light. Approved budget for the contract, 9,900,000. Source of fund, FY 2024 net. Contract duration, 150 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 10,000. Pickup license for size range, small B. For contract ID 24EF009, contract name, construction of multipurpose building at Barangay Dumangueña. Contract location, Nara, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 10 meters by 20 meters two-story building with 3 meters by 5 meters in entrance porch, multipurpose hall, 2 offices, record office, staff room, toilets, 2 quarters, 3 chambers septic board, furnitures, CCTV system, concrete parking space at the front, and 2 solar post light. Approved budget for the contract, 9,900,000. Source of fund, FY 2024 net. Contract duration, 150 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 10,000. Pickup license for size range is small B. For contract ID 24EF 0010, contract name, construction of multi-purpose building at Barangay Princess Ordoha. Contract location, Nara, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 10 meters by 20 meters two-story building with 3 meters by 5 meters in transport, multi-purpose hall, 2 offices, record office, staff room, toilets, 2 quadrants, 3 chambers septic vault, furniture, CCTV system, concrete parking space at the front and 2 solar post lights. Approved budget for the contract, 9,900,000. Source of fund, FY 2024 net. Contract duration, 150 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 10,000. Pickup license for size range is small B. For contract ID 24EF 0011, contract name, construction of road, City of Balimbali, Paraslangansa. Contract location, Jose P. Rizal, Palawan. Brief description, construction of 5 meters with 200 LNT for cement, concrete pavement, including drainage and other miscellaneous structures. Approved budget for the contract, 9,900,000. Source of fund, FY 2024 net. Contract duration, 60 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 10,000. Pickup license for size range is small B. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Nara, for the information. May we request Engineer Jolene Tarview to please discuss further the requirements of bidding documents.
Good morning, Chairman and the block members,
Good morning.
Secretariat and PWG, and to our leaders representative who are present, and for those watching in our Facebook Live. Good morning, everybody. I will be discussing to you the requirements for bidding documents. Later po, isa-isa natin itong i-discuss: instruction to bidders, general condition of contract, special condition of contract, specifications, drawing, let's go to instruction to bidders. The bidders must submit their technical and financial component on sealed envelope into one big envelope. All interested bidders may be required a complete set of bidding documents at the procurement unit of the office, Block Building, PWH, Second District Engineering Office, Nara, Palawan, upon payment of applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the Government Policy Board in the amount stated nandiyan po sa ating invitation. Basic contract data, or it may also be downloaded free of charge from DPWH's website at www.dpwh.gov.ph and from the Philippine Procurement System or PhilJets website at www.philjets.com.ph, provided that the bidder shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of bids. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically. One time po yun. However, bidder should only select one mode of transmission, either manual or electronically. Similar to the manual submission, the guidance for the preparation and submission of electronic bid are obtained in the bidding documents. Bids must be received by the Secretariat at the DPWH building, second floor, Block Room, Nara, Palawan, for manual submission. Or for return submission at electronics underscore allowance to at dpwh.gov.ph. All bids must be accompanied by bid security in any acceptable forms and in the amount stated sa ITD po, reference sa class 16. The bid opening shall be on October 24, 2023 at 10 a.m. Here at DPWH Building, second floor back room, Narapalawan. The bid will be open in the presence of the bid representatives who choose to attend by the activity. Late bids, please remember that late bids shall not be accepted. So, punta naman po tayo sa general condition of contract. Ano po ba ang purpose ng GCC? It provides standard terms and provision of the contract applicable in all contracts general without detailed information and data specific to the contract at hand. The GCC defines the contractual requirement and the obligation of both the procuring entity and the contractor at hand. The obligation of the procuring entity, it will provide you with the plans, inspection, and test. So for contractor's obligation naman po, you have three. Number one, to carry out works the contract in accordance with the plans and specifications within the contract duration. So the contractor shall employ the key personnel and taking their designation in accordance with the ITD clause number 10.3 and specified in the bid data sheet to carry out supervision of the work. For the procuring entity, will approve the proposed placement of the key personnel only if the relevant qualifications and abilities are equal or better than the personnel listed in the schedule. So, number 3, posting of performance security. This shall guarantee contractor's performance of its contract obligations up to the certificate of acceptance after the defects, liability period, and the consummation of the required warranty security if acceptable. The performance security shall also guarantee the recoupment of any advance payment. It shall be posted in favor of the procuring entity and shall be forfeited in the latter's favor if it established that the winning bidder is in default in any of its obligations under the contract. So the GCC shall remain unchanged. So let's go to the special conditions of the contract or SCC. Ano po ba ang purpose nito? It provides contract-specific information in relation to the corresponding clauses in general conditions of the contract. The SCC shall specify contractual requirements linked to the special circumstances of the procuring entity and works procured. Some contents of SCC are the intended completion and start date, required description of works, type of structures, and warranty period. Amount and schedule of advance payment. Contractors' key personnel, equipment requirements are stated in the bid data sheet. So, para hindi guided po kayo. Let's proceed to the specifications. Specifications shall reflect necessary minimum requirement. It should promote the broadest possible competition while assuring structural integrity and performance in the infrastructure. For DPWH contracts, DPWH standard specification public works or yung bubok po natin, it shall give the basic standards to be met by the materials and works to be performed. Another reference po natin is yung Volume 2 for highways and bridges, Volume 3 for buildings, flood control and drainage, and the standard pay items in our PCMA. Modifications in DPWH standard specifications shall be the special provisions of the contract at hand. So, sa mga drawings na po natin, this is our plan. It varies with the type of nature of the contract and the works involved. It represents the in accordance with accepted national and international standards and practices for infrastructure contracts based on the detailed engineering which form part of the design output. It consists of layouts, plans, profiles, elevations, sections, site locations, and respective insufficient detail and scale, documented by the specifications to enable the bidder or the contractor to gain a clear perspective of what works to be done. So, sa bill of quantities naman po tayo. What are the purpose of the BOQ? To provide sufficient information on the quantities of works to be performed under the contract at hand, to enable the bidder to prepare bids efficiently and accurately. So, yung BOQ po natin, yung natin po yung presentation natin, meron po tayong 6 columns. Yung columns 1 to 4 ay standard po lang na gagawin ng DPWH. So the bidder shall not change the entities under the PIT which is in column 1. Description in column 2, unit, cost in column 3, and quantity in column 4, which are set to the procuring entity for each item in the BOQ. The bidder shall indicate its unit bid price in words and in figures in column 5 and the total bid price in column 6. Dapat po yung ating amount in words at saka amount in figure is magkaparehas. In case na mayroong discrepancy, ang mag-prevail po dito yung ating amount in words. Yun po yung gagamitin namin kapag multiply ng quantity para maka-arrive tayo sa total bid amount. So the TWG will check your submitted BOQ from the posted BOQ. Ang reference ng TWG, ito ang na-post natin sa mga website. So any discrepancy in your submitted BOQ is called modification of bidding documents. Modified bid na po ang nangyayari kung magkakaroon ng discrepancy. And it is patently insufficient. So, pagkatapos ng solution po siya, ibig sabihin non-compliant, non-responsive or non-compliant po ang yung bid proposal. So, dami pong mag-update sa posting sa POGS kasi from time to time, meron po tayong bid bulletin. So, dapat po updated kayo kasi pagka-check namin nun, tapos hindi na update ng mga changes, so, magiging non-compliant po kayo. So, pagdating naman po sa ating mga forms, lahat ng ating forms ay standard and updated. Ating mga requirements ng mga bidding documents ay nakapost naman po sa PGS at saka sa DPWH website. So, pwede na po ito download for free. So, I hope meron na po sa lahat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Tadno, for the information. May we request Madam Portales to please discuss the documents to be submitted by the leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I will be discussing to you the documents to be submitted by the bidders. Number 1, we have the technical component envelope. Ito po yung mga dito, legal documents. Under the legal documents, we have the valid Philips registration certificate, platinum membership, complete 3 pages. And number 2, we have the registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission or Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship or Cooperative Development Authority, CDA, for cooperatives or its equivalent document. And next 4 is mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. And ang kasunod po in the next is the tax clearance per EO Executive Order number P98 series of 2005 as finally reviewed by the approved finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. And the next po is the technical documents. Under the technical documents, we have the statement of the prospective bidders of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract bidding. Dapat po yung lahat ng mga projects natin na ongoing, dapat po ilagay natin, disclose natin lahat. Next po, statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. The contractors SLCC must be at least 50% of the approved value for the contract to be bid. Ito po, dapat ano tayo dito, paliwanag tayo dito, kasi baka mamaya tayo ma-eligible tayo, pero yung project natin singular is completed, hindi pala nakaano doon sa percent. Dapat medyo ano tayo dito. And next po is Philippine Contracts Accreditation Board or pickup license or special pickup license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. The bidders are also reminded to check the validity of their license, particularly yung pong kanilang sa civil works application. And next was original copy of B-Security in the form of surety bond. Submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized B-Security declaration. And next was project requirements which shall include the following. Letter A, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Letter B, list of contractors, key personnel, that is project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with a complete qualification and experience data. Next po is list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project sa KCP. New contractors must have proof of ownership or minimum material testing equipment and or certification of inspection from the technical working group. Next po is original copy to design omnibus search statement, complete with 10 statements and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to each officer to sign the OSS and to acts to represent the bidder. Next po yung pong ating financial documents. The prospective bidders audited financial statements showing among others the prospective bidders' total and current assets and liabilities is stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of submission. And next po, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, NFCC. And next po is Class B documents. If applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement, JPA, in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR, in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the DBA in the instance that the bid is successful. And ito po yung financial component envelope. Ang una po dito is original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. At ang sunod po is original duly signed bid prices and the bill of quantities. And next po is duly accomplished detailed space form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. And next po is cash flow by quarter. Nire-remind ko lang po na dapat yung isa-submit ninyo ay clear copies. Ibig sabihin po, printable. At saka po paginated. May page po dapat, saka sign po ng bidder. Kung sino yung inyong ang tawag dito, authorized na nagano ng signature na well. That's all, Mr. Kemo.
Thank you, Sir Gonzalez, for the clear information and well-defined explanation. May we request Engineer Julius Cacacha to please discuss the criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I will be discussing the criteria and procedures for the examination and evaluation of bids for the civil works. These are the number one, eligibility check. Number two is the preliminary examination of bids. Number three, detailed evaluation of bids. And number four is the post-qualification and award for civil works. First is the eligibility check. This is the simultaneous processing of electronic and manual checking. First is the manual checking. This is the procedure that will be conducted by the bank. The criteria is the non-discretionary pass or fail, or presence and absence of required documents. Any missing or expired documents means ineligible. The procedure is the bids and award committee will check manually the submitted legal and financial documents in the first envelope, as discussed in the requirements for technical envelope. Legal documents such as the project certificate of registration, the SEC or DDI or the CDA registration, the mayor's permit and business permit, the tax clearance for year number 398, series of 2005. Financial documents such as the audited financial statement and computation of the net financial contracting capacity of the NFCC. Missing or expired documents means failed or ineligible in manual eligibility check. So, tulad po ng dati, or yung ating corporate registration, dapat wala po siyang attachment na hindi updated. Dapat po lahat ng attachment ng ating sa builders ay valid at hindi expired. Kapag mayroon po tayo isang documents doon na hindi na-conform sa requirements, fail din po ang ating eligibility check. So next is the electronic checking of eligibility. The criteria is the validity of all submitted documents will be processed and submitted to the CWA. The procedure is the bids and award committee will submit the list of bidders who submitted their bids to CWA or the Civil Works Administrator, will check the bidders' eligibility electronically using the system. The bank will receive a copy of the result of the electronic eligibility check. Legal and eligibility documents should be updated to CWA. Expired documents means failed or ineligible. The next criteria is the preliminary examination of bids, which is the examination of the first and the second envelope. For the first envelope, the technical documents, the criteria is the non-discretionary pass or fail or presence and absence of documents. Any missing documents means failed or present means pass. So, ganun pa rin po pagka ang aming pong pagka-judgment is pagka wala po tayo na-submit, fail po ang ating pagka meron is pass. The procedure is the bids and award committee shall open the first envelope to determine the bidder's compliance for eligibility, technical and financial documents required as prescribed in IRR of RA 9184. The bank shall check the submitted documents of each bidder against a checklist to ascertain that they are present. Using the non-discretionary criterion as stated in the instruction to bidders, if a bidder submitted the required documents, it shall be rated pass for the particular requirement. For the bids that fail to include any requirement or are incomplete or patently insufficient shall be rated failed. Any missing or expired document means failed or automatically disqualified. For the second envelope, the financial documents, again, the criteria is same as the first envelope. The non-discretionary pass or fail criteria or presence and absence of documents. Any missing documents means fail, if present means pass. After determining compliance in the first envelope, the bank shall open the second envelope and the eligible bidder whose first envelope was rated pass. For those bidders whose first envelopes were rated fail, the second envelope will not be opened and it will be returned to the bidder or any authorized representative unopened. In case any of the requirements in the second envelope is missing, incomplete or patently insufficient, or if the submitted total bid price exceeds ABC shall be rated fail. Only bids that contain all bid requirements of both components shall be rated pass. The above item is in opening and preliminary stage. The next criteria is the detailed evaluation of the bids by the technical working group. For bids opened, read, and rated pass. The purpose is to determine the lowest calculated bid, the LCB. The TWG will establish correct calculated prices of bids and will rank calculated total bid prices from lowest to highest. Completeness of bid, all blanks in bid terms were properly filled up. The bank TWG will check all of the requirements items in bidding documents. This includes the following. The first is the unit price or cost of item of the BOQ sa column 5 and 6. Placing no price on the column not filled up, no amount offered, failed, to place a price for the items of work is considered as non-responsive, while specifying a zero or dash it is offered for free is responsive. So, ganun po doon po sa ating column 5 and 6 ng BOQ, kapag po meron tayo itong item na i-offer natin siya for free, dapat po lalagyan po natin siya ng zero or dash. Pagka hindi po natin nalagyan yun, magkakaroon po tayo ng discrepancies doon sa ating offer the bid. So, this is a ground for disqualification of bid. Next is the minor arithmetical corrections in case of discrepancies between the bid price in figures versus the bid price in words. So, pagka nagkaroon po ng pagkakaiba doon sa ating bid price sa figure at sa words, ang mag-replicate po doon kaya nasabi kanina ni Engineer Terrorista in words. Kapag mayroon naman po tayong discrepancies doon sa total price per item versus the total sum of prices of component items, yung total sum po yung mag-prevail. Pagka mayroon din po tayong discrepancies doon sa unit cost in the detailed estimate, sa unit cost ng BOQ, yung unit cost din po ng BOQ ang mag-prevail. All of these items will be considered by TWG during detailed evaluation stage. Next is the post-qualification to be conducted by the technical working group. This is to determine whether the bidder with lowest calculated bid complies with and is responsive to all requirements and conditions of eligibility and the bidding of the contract to be declared the lowest calculated responsive bid or the LCRB. The criteria is the validity of submitted documents including availability and status of required major equipments. During post-qualification, the bank shall determine the bidder's compliance to number 1, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, including the declared single largest completed contract or the SLCC, similar to the contract being procured. Number 2, verification of competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the contract, as against the minimum requirements under the bid data sheet. If the proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded to the contract, and he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office pursuant to Department Order Number 9 Series of 2012. The proposed key personnel and replacement must be named in the bidding document. Number 3 is the verification of availability and commitment and or inspection and testing of the required capacities and operating conditions of major equipment units to be owned, leased, and then purchased by the bidder for use in the contract under bidding. Number 4 is the checking the performance of the bidder on its ongoing government and private contracts. If any of these ongoing contracts shows a reported negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract, a reported negative slippage of at least 10% in 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 days and to complete them within 30 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance within 30 days and to complete the works within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures. Substandard quality of works as per contract and specifications. Unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. Liquidated damages currently imposed on the contractor. The results of the contractor's performance evaluation system, the CPES, should also be considered by the concerned bank in determining the responsiveness of the contractor's bid before any award of the contract can take place, as stated in item 12.5, Annex A of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. Authenticity and validity of licenses, permits, certificates, and agreements of submitted. And of course, dapat po hindi na po kayo blacklisted. After post-qualification, if the DAC found that the bidder complies all the requirements prescribed in the IRR of RA 9184, the DAC shall recommend to the HOPE, the head of the procuring entity, the award of the contract to the lowest calculated responsive bid on the LCRP. The winning bidder will receive a notice of award or NOAA from the head of procuring entity. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Engineer Kakacha. Well spoken, well done. For the bidders and their representatives, do you have some questions, queries, clarifications on the bid presentation and explanation that were discussed? Okay.
Statement of the bidders in the largest complaint on the SNCC. Meron kasi sir kami na number na dalawang form, DPWH J&S 13, statement of senior largest completed contract at statement of all government and private contracts completed which are similar to the bid. Itong dalawa ko ba na sir talagang i-attach namin kasi dito sa checklist po, SNCC lang po ang nakalagay. Maliban sa SNCC po may completed.
Yung ano yung statement of i-declare, close nila yung ongoing.
Kaya kasi natin disclose. Yung number one. Yung statement of yung all of the
At saka ano sir, yung iba din po kayong statement of all government and private contracts completed.
iba rin.
So, dalawa na po.
Kailangan
Ang similar, i-include na po. Pero dalawang format.
magkailan po magkailan po
GNS 13. Kapares yung GNS 13.
meron siyang prescribe na template na kikailangan.
Sir?
I-check na lang.
Ito similar.
Sa yung private contracts.
Kaya kasi i-disclose nila ang process. Ang close.
Pero ito ay hindi ko naman so pero naman siya. Pero kasi dalawa talaga siya. Then, hindi ko
At at least kasi sir, is nagsisi na dito.
Hindi, kasi kung PCC na yan, ibig sabihin niya, dalawa siya. Kasi isang, yung dalawang form. Dalawang sa oo. Dalawa yung form. Dito papasok yun. Dito papasok. Dito rin papasok.
Hindi na
Pero kung pagbabasayan natin sa 50% na IDs,
So, similar dito na similar. Tapos, isa pa nakikita ko kasi, nakikita ko na dahil sa person nila, magdadagdag tayo ng pinambor, contact number, at saka mail of the person nila. Kung nakakasal ng mga pinambor, format na sila, mail address sila, contact number na po.
so parang hindi tayo masyadong may dyan kasi alam naman natin na para sa mga engineers
Ang mga people na
pero parang dapat i-guide din yung project na yung mga information nila okay na wala rin na basta may contact. Basta kung number meron na mga siguro. Thank you.
Okay, may questions ka? Wala. Okay, nasa next.
Doon sa 50% na SACC na binibig na project. Kasi sa experience ko, sa ibang district, meron kasi installation. So, maaaring ako, hindi ako, 50 million. Ang experience ko is 24 million lang. Pero eligible ako sa CWR kasi meron silang prices dito na. Yes. So, yun ang
Ano yung natin? Ano pa nila naman sa magiging result na sa CWA? So, kaya nga talaga, dito ng mga yung CWA. Kasi hindi talaga magrurulo.
ano yun siya? Mga bawang less than 50% yung dineclare SLCC. Pero eligible doon sa CWA. Ano naman ano to? Ano naman doon?
Ang magrurulo kasi sa CWA. Okay.
Thank you.
So, may questions ka? Pwede na. Okay, may questions ka? Okay.
Yung sa mga platform na review lang yung plano kasi may mga adjustment kami ginawa doon sa plano tataanin, di ba? Meron tayong yung segmental wall na every 20 meters, hindi ka tulad dati yung platform na din, diretso lang. Ngayon, kada 20 meters, meron siyang parang yung wall niya, segmental wall, meron din yung siyang zip file, kada 20 meters. Paki-review nila yung plano. Tapos meron kami yung compliance namin sa DO-238, yung sa tree planting. Every 5 million, kailangan yung plant ng seed trees na 1,000, no? 1,000 seedlings. So kung 55 million ang budget nyo, kaya na nyo ng 11,000 seedlings na i-aware nyo. Yung area, so i-determine na lang, i-coordinate sa local government unit kung saan ang area pagdaraningan nila. Pero at least mag-prepare nyo lang yung mga seedlings kasi napakarami yung baka kailangan kayo magdala. Yan lang.
Ayun nga, yun sa number 1, POQ, or pakalagay namin kung hindi ulitin ng doon.
Okay, okay. May pag-questions? Yes, sir.
Regarding ko sa alam sa regarding ko sa safety ko. Ano yung PIN yan?
Okay.
Okay. Alam ko yung
Nakasama ko sa amin, ito ang nasa kasi ako. So, may pag-questions? May questions pa kayo? Okay. Okay. Okay, for the summary of proceedings, the chairman will convene the Bids and Awards Committee members to conduct the bid opening on the following activities. The first activity is the preliminary examination of the technical component, followed by the eligibility checking in the DPW Civil Works application, CWA. Then the next activity is the preliminary examination of financial component, and finally, the announcement of the results by reading the abstract of bids, Engineer Fortales, do the supplementary bid bulletins issue.
Yun nga yung nabanggit na kanina yung kung natatanda mo parang batang yan tayo. Nagkaroon ng district kasi sa instead na 24EX001, naging 23. So magkaroon tayo ng big bulletin. Kaya nakilala namin yung iba, baka meron pang mga madadagdag na sa item support. So hinihintay namin yun. But yun, sigurado na yun, yung isang yun. Kung magkakaroon pa ng changes sa mga yun, pero yung sigurado.
Okay, noted. Okay, yes, sir, our previous conference, the back meeting is now adjourned.